Hey guys, welcome back. This is the next part of our to-do list application using .NET framework. In the first part, we converted our basic to-do list applications into MVC architectures, and we create controllers, creating views, and finally we run that applications and that run as expected. So today's video we will discuss how we can connect with a database and we can communicate with the database, and we'll create tables, store procedures, and finally we'll create the data access layer from where we'll communicate with the database, and we can perform some database operations. So let's get started. Let me open the SQL server first. As you can see here, I need to create one database first. Let me name it as it. So Todo App. That's it. So here you go. It's a very simple applications, as we have only the text, the mark as read or not, and the timing or the ID. That's it. First let me create one table for this to do applications. Create table, create table. Let me name it as a tbl underscore to do items or to do list. tbl to do lists. That's it. So now obviously there should be one id here, that will be an integer, and that should be identity. So now what is the identity? Basically this identity takes two parameters. First is basically it will be incremental. First it will be the starting point, and the second is a incremental. That means the obviously this id will automatically generated for us every time it will be created, and it will be start from 1, and it will be incremental by 1. That means first will be 1, second will be 1 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's like this. So that's why we are using identity 1 and 1. Obviously if I put here as a 2, then the incremental will be adding every time 2. That means first will be 1 because it's a starting point, second will be 3 because 1 plus 2, 3. So that way it will be incremented. So yeah, 1 and 1 is the best option here. So second parameter we need, that is a items, or you can see the to do, right? That's it. And we can put as a varchar. So in varchar basically we have a two type of varchar, that is one is a varchar, one is a in varchar. So in varchar we are actually using basically some multi-link. Let's say that can be English, that can be Tamil, that can be Bengali, or any other language. So in varchar is the perfect data type for the multi-link. So yeah, anyway you can use the in varchar also, but yeah, I'll prefer the in varchar. The text, as you can see, to do, and there is multiple characters. Obviously as of now let me provide as a 500. That's it. And second will be the is completed or not. That is a kind of a boolean value. Is completed, so that should be bit, right? Is completed bit. And also we have an option, we can provide some default value, and we can put as a 0. So that means if we not pass any value here for the is completed, by default this will put as a 0. And also we can create a date. You can say create date. This will be the dt created date, and that will be the date time. Again will be the default as a get date. So that means every time will be created, if you not pass anything for the created date, the current date from the get date functions it will be fetched. So let me fetch how actually it's selecting. Let me select get date. It will return the current date. Yeah, here you go. So that is the current date, and with the timestamp, correct timestamp. So yeah, the created date, the value will be default fetched from the get date. So now another column we need, that is updated date, right? Similarly we have same date time, but here we don't want to pass any updated default value, as this will only updated when going to update the to do items. So anyway, that's it. We don't want any other column. I think that's it. ID, to do, and that is completed, created date, updated date. So here we need one D. So that's it. So now let me create this table first. Yeah, it's created. Now we need to create one stored procedure, right? So before that we need to create one business here. First we need to create one model here. Let me create one model for to do. So yeah, as you can see, there is a class. We need to create one class, to do model. Here we need all the parameters that we recently created, those parameters. So now what we can do, we can get all the list of columns from here. Yeah, now we can paste it here, and here we have option Shift Alt and down button. We can type with multiple cursor, like we need a public string this, and we need common, that is a get and set, that we need for every. Now let me copy for every properties. Okay, that's it. So model is ready. Now we just need to create one data layer. So as you know, this is a very small application, so I don't want to waste my time to create a separate data layer. So anyway, in the future video I will create a proper model view and the data layer structures. There will be multiple library where obviously we need to put some business logic, some business in the business layer, some data logic in the data layer. So that will be the standard for our standard project. So obviously this is a very small application, so I don't want to waste my time on those. So let me create first a connection string. So for the connection string, obviously we going to use the app settings .json. Guys, everything is ready. As let me create now connection string for the database. So for that we have to add the connection string in the app setting.json. So I already prepared one structure here. As you can see, the connection string and named it default connections. You can change it, but I'm fine with it. So now our database name is Todo App. So let me copy the database name from here, and in the database I can use the Todo App, and let me copy my server name here. It's a very simple age Anna, my name, and the trusted connection is true because I going to use the Windows authentication, so don't need to pass the passwords here. So anyway, if you want to use any server, database that present in the server, in that case you can use the trusted connection is false, and you can add the password. So that's it. Okay, so now I have to use these in here. So before that I going to use one the folder here. Yeah, add new folder here. that is I can provide the del, that del in the sense the data access layer. So here I can create one class and I can named it as a to do data access layer. To do data layer, that's it. So anyway, you can name it with your convenient, but yeah, I think this is perfect as of now. I'm not focusing on the name here. So anyway, now I have to create one constructor here. As you can see, this is a constructor. The constructor I going to use the connection string, because here I need to fetch the connection string from the configuration service that we have recently created from in app setting.json. So for that, private read only, because it's always static, I configuration, yeah, and I named it as a configuration. Yeah, the underscore will be the perfect name, and here I can pass the I configuration, and it's a configuration. Okay, now here I can set it, because it's a constructor. Through constructor we will receive this connection string, and here you go, in the underscore configurations we can fetch our connection string from here. Okay, now yeah, so anyway, so now first, we have to create some you can say the classes or the method. First we need to create the method for save the to-do list. Second would be the fetching, and third would be the deleting and updating. So lots of things is there. So now let me create one function here. Let's say public. The return type obviously would be the to do model as of now, and this would be the insert update just a minute, insert update to do list. Okay, so here that will be return the to do model. Actually this will return simple, it's a void. Don't want to return, because whenever we're doing some insertion, that we don't need to return anything here. So yeah, in the real-time project, obviously we can return some model, we can return some messages from the server or the database or etc. But as of now I'm just putting as a void. We don't need any return type here. So anyway, now we need to create a store procedure for this. Why store procedure? Because yeah, we can write some inline queries here, but that very old current world, obviously the store procedure is the best way to call or to execute some database queries. So that is the preferable way. So yeah, I'm going to use the same thing. I'm going to create first one store procedure. So let me create one store procedure here. Create store procedure, and just a minute, it's a procedure, and let me name it sp underscore, and it's a insert update to do list. Just a minute, to do list. Okay, so now here we can some parameters. First parameter, obviously we have to provide all the parameters that are available here. So let me copy everything and paste it. And now the question is, yeah, I need the data type as well, right? So let me paste it here. The ID we can pass for updating time, so that should be 0, or you can say null, right? And before the parameter we have to provide the @ right? So to do will be the inverter is completed, would be the beat, and default you need to remove it, and default value should be 0, and created date and updated date we don't need to as parameter here, we only need these 3, that's it. So now here we have to put as and the begin and end statement, that's it. So everything will be in this begin and end. So now first I need to check whether the ID is provided that actually present in the Todo app or not. So obviously we need to consider the target going to update or insert. So we will consider based on the ID that are passed as a parameters. So yeah, we can do one thing. If we can select one from the table name is obviously TBL underscore to do, that is not loading here. Let me rectify the data here. I think it's not coming, so let me copy from here, where ID is equal to ID, begin end, and another would be the else begin and end. So that would be the insert statement. This would be the insert, and this would be the update. Right. So better let me put as a double hash update and insert, right? So now I'm going to use the select one from the TBL list, and this would be the exist. So that will be one, because I'm going to use star as well, but that could be hamper our performance. So yeah, I only need to check whether it's available or not. So I can if I select one, obviously it will only select one if this condition is satisfied. So that is our goal, to check whether the passing ID is available or not. If available, and if that find that, then only it going to update here, otherwise it will going to insert. So now let me first create the insert statement. Insert table name is just recently copied table name, and here I have the column name to do, and the is completed, that's it, and the values to do and is completed. That is the insert statement, right? And the update statement would be update table name set to do is equal to do is completed is equal to is completed, and there would be the updated, right? Updated date, that would be the get date, and here the created date would be automatically fetched, right? Also let's pass this. Also we have the default parameters, but for the best practice, let me pass this as well. So anyway, when during insertions, the created date will be actually the current date. During updation, the update date will be the get date. So anyway, that let me check first. Let me create this store procedure here, and let me call it from the from our application side using ADO.NET. So first, obviously we have to open the connection string. Okay, so let me store it as a connection string here. Now just a minute. So anyway, now let me create the connection string. Let me put as a con as a short name, and you can say underscore configurations that we have recently created dot get connection string. This would be the method here. Now you have to pass the connection strings name that we mentioned in the app directions. Name we have provided default connection, right? So that we need to pass here as a parameter. So now this will be created one object of connection string with our connection string. So now we have to create one con dot open that we can use to open the connection string, and here we have to pass one new statement. So before that, obviously we have to create one SQL connection object, so that we can use some using statement. Using statement here we can use SQL connection. For that we need to use some namespace called system.data.sql client. That we need to install some packages. So let me click here. That will automatically install for us. So it will take some time as the package will be downloaded from the NuGet. So that is created. Now let me name it as a connection and new connection. Here we have to pass the con, that is a connection string, and that will be created one object in a connection. So so now we need to open first connection dot open. Here the connection will be open, and now we need to call the store procedure. So that we need to use SQL comment here, and there is a lots of way to call the store procedure, but this is one of them. So now SQL comment here I can provide name as a cmd new SQL comment. Here I can pass the connections, and before that we can pass the our SP name. As you can see, there is a two parameter. First the cmd text, another is a connections. That cmd text basically is a comment or a SP name. Let me copy the store procedure name, this one, and paste it here. That's it. So now the connection string, I need to provide the connection, not connections. Right now I need to provide what is the type of the comment, because we are calling the SP, so we need to provide them. We need to mention that this is a store procedure. So comment or cmd dot comment type here is the option would be the comment type sorry common type and dot store procedure. So for that we need to use this system.data common type dot that will be the store procedure. So anyway, whenever you are facing some issues, so there is a shortcut called control and dot or periods. If you press this, the automatically one pop-up is coming, and that will be the suggest what actually the error, and you can resolve from there also. So control and periods or dot, that's it. So now I have mentioned that this is a store procedure. Okay, now I have to pass the parameter here, right? So there is an option called cmd dot parameters dot add, right? Add here. Now here we can pass some parameters. Okay, now there is a two method, add and add with value. So add basically we can specify the column data type, so lots of things is there, so we don't need any complexity here. So we can directly use add with value. That actually taking two parameters, as you can see. First is a parameter name, second is a value. The parameter name actually are using three parameters here: id, to do, and the is completed. So let me copy every parameter here and paste it as the id. Now the id would be the model dot id, right? So similarly we have two more parameters. Second one would be the to do. Third one would be is completed. Right, now to do, and here is completed here. That's it. So we pass all three parameter here. Now we just need to execute this comment using data adapter, because this is basically the store procedure where we don't need anything. So data adapter specifically we are using for fetch the data sets. That means from the store procedure, if we expect that we can get some data sets or data tables, that time you can use the data adapter. Using data adapter we can fill the data set. So anyway, in the fetching time I will show you how actually work that. So now actually we don't need to worry about that. So now just you can see the SQL command is created here. Now we can do cmd dot execute cmd dot just a minute. Cmd dot, okay, that should be in the comment section. So execute non-query basically it's return the rows affected. So that's it. I think we don't need any other complexity here. Only execute non-query is sufficient. So that's it. So now this should return everything. Actually whenever we going to use this using the connection string automatically open, so we don't need to open the connection string. That's it for today. In the next video we will discuss how to call this save store procedure from the controller side, and how we can save the data, and also we'll display the to-do list from the database instead of the local storage. So see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.